Ooh, this is a bit of a tough one. Our bees flying into what was the first card, which was our Four of Swords, and that talks, about, I see her like nesting as this is rising, so that's beautiful. I feel that. And letting things fall where they may, because we know that that purple crown is rising there. We're taken care of by spirit. We're heading up. We're always evolving. Queen of Swords upside down. Uh-oh. Thinking, unclear. Perhaps stressed, unsure. And then look at this. Also, King of Swords upside down. Well, if one's upside down, the other one's going to be upside down. That's how it goes. So yeah, these two are not thinking so clearly. Here we have this Pentacles action, which really shows, working on things and computing. And I think a little bit of it is sort of saying, like, to get organized, get focused, and nail it. This one here are 7 of Pentacles. So we had, the 8 and the 7 right back to back. I'm just saying, focusing on things growing slowly, though. Sometimes you can take a step backwards, right? You take a step from the 8 back, and that's the shadow work. That's the moon. That's getting wiser, not failing to see what's being illuminated. And the Emperor wouldn't shy away from the truth either, right? It's going to carry out those marching orders with that boot there, I see. And seeing with a lot of clarity in order to bring temperance in and balance and really pour into, what's this looking like? She's pouring into her own cup. She certainly is. She's balancing things. She, I'm sure she'd love someone else to be there pouring into her cup and she can pour into their cup. But for now, she's with her animal friends. She is pouring into that cup, and with that, making a rainbow, making energy, making things happen. Alchemizing situations that have felt like a jail, perhaps, with the 4 of Wands there. And here, sort of back and forth with the 5 of Wands. So again, this one's 4 and 5. That's been progressing. This dis-ease. There's been a dis-ease. There's been a dance that hasn't been, the rhythm has not been found. It's been feeling like a jail. And one knows that one is the star. And so one cannot be in these kind of situations anymore. One must, as this one is, pour into one's own vessels so that they can pour out the stars and all that sparkle that they have for the world that can get lost when one is in those modes. So how from being temperate and pouring into ourselves and pouring into the world with our sparkle, we truly become that Queen of Wands, which is interesting because we are here in the year of the fire horse, just starting today. We do have a lot of wands here, so also Pentacles, things coming in monetarily as well. So here, what's this one? This one is our 4 of Wands. Oh, so this one was right. Oh, that one was 9 of Wands. There's the 4. See, again, we can go back. So it's just saying, like, let things knit themselves the way that they will be, and that the bluebird of happiness will always be there to bring in that floral goodness, that new bloom where things may have had to end so that we could progress and still keep shining. And over here we got the Ace of Pentacles, right? New beginnings in that wealth that matches the star there, even though they're not the same suit, because the star is obviously a face card, one of our major arcanas. The Ace of Pentacles here, though, showing that same shape and saying that as we pour into ourselves and let our sparkle out. Stop, keeping ourselves on a shelf. Stop dimming ourselves, and we start to pour it out. That is the new beginning of incoming wealth. And it's interesting because those flowers or that sparkle or those stars there all look like the pentacles. So it already looks like that pentacle is super abundant in this Ace of Pentacles. So that I really like looking at that one and seeing that it actually makes 10 if you counted them all as pentacles. So that's interesting. And we got the Two of Cups, new beginnings and love, perhaps, and connection and partnership, new spirit coming in as the seasons begin to change, and again, out of this conflict, out of this self-imposed jail of confusion that we are pouring into ourselves, sparkling our world, and externally sharing that so that we can begin to build our full abundance. And part of that is community. Part of that is those people that aren't confused, that aren't stressed out, that aren't in self-imposed jails. So we want to be with those ones that are free to be dancing and ready. And here we have the Hierophant just saying, yes, it is the way it is. There are certain forces in life that we get to work around, whether it's the church or the government or those type of societies, which doesn't really speak to spirit, but we are in this dense world, so we're gonna need to deal with them and not ignore them, and let them. I like how it has the same swirls as this. So the Hierophant could also mean like a marriage or that kind of thing. So we take what we want out of it, but also we have to sort of in this world we kind of have to fit in with the system as it is. And here we have the King of Wands. Look at that. See, with the Year of the Fire Horse, bringing in what? So much success with Ganesha, the elephant god, always representing monetary wealth and all things abundant. And we've come all the way back around, and wouldn't you know, the Death came out. So it is indeed an eclipse reading, and what was on the back of the deck? The Tower. But it's almost it's almost clearing, and eclipses are, if there was an eclipse card, it would probably be the Tower. So how fitting, death, new beginnings, and remembering to pour into ourselves, because we are royalty, King of Wands and Queen of Wands coming out here in this Fire Horse year. And don't forget that this chaos is only temporary. Everything is really, and just to enjoy the show.